Yeah, there's been some real good ones. We completed a full renovation, I remember, of a property, not just the bathroom. So we had to take out walls. There was a lot of structural work. But where we started, I think we added, because they ended up selling, and I think they went over by about $500,000.
Wow.
Their reserve was. Yeah, it was probably the best one I've done to date.
So today we're joined by Sam from Jim's Bathrooms and Resurfacing. What's your territory, Sam, before we get into the interview today?
It's Dandenong and Glen Waverley now.
Oh, awesome. So you got two territories.
Yeah, I recently put on Glen Waverley.
Oh, great. Good on you. And now, how long have you been with Jim's for?
Did the training in May, so franchisee training, and then we started receiving leads pretty much the start of June.
Awesome. How have you found everything so far?
Yeah, pretty good. The first lead we actually won the job, so it started off really, really well, and I feel like it's been growing ever since. So yeah, it's been really going well.
And what inspired you to join?
So I've been in the renovation game for about 18 years now. Was looking to scale the business up. Thought to myself, well, if I was to join the Jim's brand, that would definitely help. And yeah, definitely I've found when I go see clients now, just the brand awareness, the recognition of the brand is helping us obviously, add a lot more volume to what we were doing previously.
That's a great comment. So how long were you doing your independent business before doing Jim's?
I started 15 years ago, my business. Yeah. I've always been in this industry. So I started off, probably was working for someone for about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Studying at the same time to obviously get my builder's license. And then once I was able to get my builder's license in both commercial and domestic, I was able to then start my own business. And been doing that pretty much since.
And what did you find hard about trying to scale your business before coming to Jim's? What was the sticking point for you? What was hard about doing it?
Well, it was mainly because of the competition around me, right? So there are some bathroom companies out there that are quite well known. Being able to approach a client with the Jim's brand, all of a sudden, most of the time they'll be like, "Oh, we didn't know that Jim's do bathrooms," because Jim's mowing or car detailing and all of that. So once you start getting to talk to the customers, generally, like 9 times out of 10, they're comfortable just knowing you from the Jim's group.
Yeah, I love the reason why I'm asking that, because I reckon it's a great point, because with the bathrooms guys, a lot of the guys interview former chippies and videos and stuff like that. And I interview even independent mowing guys who come across to us, because I just want to, because a lot of people always say online, for us to comment that I always see all the TikTok videos and stuff, "Oh, you don't need Gyms, don't pay lead fees," or whatever. Just go to a couple of Facebook posts and I'll get all my customers from there. It's real easy and all that sort of stuff. But it's great to hear a business owner like yourself who's done it for so long successfully as an independent, just how hard even after 15 years to build your own brand, like in isolation, it's a very hard thing to do.
Yeah. Look, mate, just last week, I because we're booking in work for next year now.
Yeah.
Right. So
amazing.
just last week, I had a lead come through. I rang the client. She's like, "Look, Sam, I use Gyms for everything." Like it felt like I already got the job. I just got to go there and do what I got to do, and she's going to go with us. She's not going to go with any other company. She uses Gyms for absolutely everything. So just that on its own, I mean, you can't compare it to doing your own advertising and kind of going through all the time wasters and all that. Because look, you're always going to have customers shopping around. That's a given in any business. But the advantage is there are so many customers out there that just want to use Gyms.
Yeah. Well, why do you think that's the case? Is it just from your perspective? Is it the trust, reputation, or what do you know?
Yeah, definitely. Like the history. I mean, people have known about Gyms for how long? So I think, especially the older generation as well tend to stick with the Gyms. Look, with the way Gyms are marketing now and all of that, I definitely think that the younger generation is starting to be made more aware of it as well.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
And everywhere you drive, you see cars everywhere that with Gyms. So the brand is definitely out there.
Yeah, it's crazy how even the younger people now, like on TikTok, we're nearly at 100,000 followers, and it's all young people just resonating. And it's been good because we don't get the question anymore, "Is Jim real?" Because I see them all over TikTok all the time or Instagram and stuff. But it's been great, especially I can imagine in your industry, it's particular with bathrooms, how much reputation and how much that really does matter to customers, and just how much easier it must be for you now to bypass through having to establish what I've done and who I am and all sort of stuff with the brand. You can just sort of bypass all that and get straight into it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Now with your business at the moment, you've said you're booked out already to the end of the year and you're doing bookings next year. So
Yep.
what's the process for customers? So a lot of people, would see the block and stuff and go, geez, I need a new bathroom.
Yeah.
What do we do? Do you want to just talk through customers about the process and how you do it?
All right. So obviously the lead comes in first, and then we'll contact the customer. I'll go out kind of because obviously bathrooms it's a big ticket item, right? So the average bathroom's probably around 25K and higher. So we have the initial meeting. We kind of discuss what's their vision, what do they want to achieve. Then we'll give them our recommendations. From that point, I can put together a quotation. And then generally, if they decide that they're going to go ahead with us, I'll then make an appointment at our suppliers. I'll meet the customers there. So I'll guide them through that whole process. And obviously then they can get, trade pricing. Gyms have got some national agreements with some big brands as well. So we can pass that on to the clients. So there's a lot of benefits that way. But generally from the time we quote, we get the job and we do contracts, because obviously, we got to do building contracts. We've got to take out home warranty insurance for the clients, because obviously we all need to be registered builders to do this. So there's a good, 2-month process between, meeting the client picking out all their fixtures and fittings, and then starting the job. So it's a bit of a journey from start to end, and we're kind of there to help the customer all the way through. Some customers want to pick out their own stuff. That's fine. There are customers who want us just to package it all up, but I find the majority of them would like to go to a showroom and kind of see different things, and we're there to guide them through all that.
Well, I think it's great that you go to the showroom with them. I don't know, is that a common thing in your industry that that the person would actually go to the showroom with them, or?
Look, probably not too common, but I'm lucky enough to have some good suppliers. I've actually got a little showroom here in my warehouse as well. There are different options, but look, a lot of the boys from when we have our kind of conference calls, a lot of them do that as well.
I think it's great. I think it's a great thing to point out for customers, just having that guidance with yourself in person. I think it's a really big a big point of difference. And I was going to say, what sort of brands and supply deals do you have? Is there any ones that people recognize?
Well, not really, but I suppose the big brands, obviously with gyms, we've got National Tiles, we've got Beaumont Tiles, and there are other suppliers we go to, but we're there to guide them to make sure because we can only really warrant our workmanship, right? Mm-hmm. The products, the taps and all that, that's warranted by manufacturers. So we're there to make sure they, purchase good quality tapware that come with like 15, 20-year warranties. So, but definitely there are some brands that are better than others, and not being too biased, but we try to guide them to the more quality products.
Absolutely. I was going to say, obviously, like DIY shows, and people think they watch those innovation shows, get a bit inspired and think, I can do this myself. But what's the difference between using someone like yourself, or then maybe someone having a crack at themselves? Maybe what's the key?
Look, the biggest problem in Victoria, and I would imagine probably nationally, is bathrooms are leaking.
Yeah,
and by the time people are picking up on it, it's too late. It's caused damage past the boundary of that room. So by using, obviously people who are registered, who know what they're doing, you're going to get compliance certification and everything's going to be done to regulation. So, at the end of the job, you get your waterproofing, your electrical, your plumbing, compliance certificates. Every stage we take photos, we document it, just pretty much because you don't want to waste your money. You don't want customers wasting their money, and people don't understand. They think they could still, like, DIY is all right, or using a handyman for this service is all right, but it's actually, it needs to be done by somebody licensed so they can get their building insurance and all of that.
That's a good point, and I think people are becoming more and more aware with various YouTube channels and stuff, with seeing some of the stuff that goes on. I think the bathroom, as you said, the area, like if there's water that gets out and it's in the rest of the house, is going to go and plaster. We had this happen recently with us, with a bathroom upstairs leaking, and we had to get all the plaster replaced and stuff. It's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah. And if it's not done right, people with just your normal house insurance, it's not covered.
Yeah.
So it's got to be done right.
Yeah. So get it done right the first time, and you've got to have these guys there. Especially and customers should also know, not only you got the insurance, but there's the Gyms Group work guarantee as well, which is unlimited too. So
yeah, that's definitely reassuring for clients as well.
Yeah, and look, just to point out, we're biased obviously, but no independent, no high pages, no one can have that has that Gyms Group unlimited work guarantee. which is something beyond that your insurance you've got. So it's something customers understand. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for that extra reassurance as well. I was going to say trends then in the market. What are people asking for, or what are some of the more popular decisions people make with, let's say, tubs or fixtures, or what are those?
Yeah, look, the matte black fixtures really came in, but I found past 6 months people are moving to like your brushed nickel finishes and all of that. So, and obviously feature tiles in walls, something that's really going to pop. Look, everyone's watching the block, yeah. So they're all getting ideas, and most customers are like, "I've seen this on the block, I've seen that on the block." I'm like, "All right, well, let's make it happen." So, and we'll put together every now and then, if the customer requests it, we can do like 3D renders so they can actually see what it looks like. National Tiles also do that. So really, you can imagine what you're going to have. So that's also pretty cool.
Yeah, because I imagine people might give you screenshots or something on Pinterest or something or Instagram and say, I want that. And then you're going to go and figure it out. Yeah. So with what you do, like you said 25K roughly, but like is it actually an investment? So for example, one of the other gentlemen was saying, for every $1 or something, they can get $6 back in the house. Is that true, or how do you sort of view that?
Look, I've spoken to a few real estate agents about this, right? So, and the conclusion they've come to is like, for example, if you're spending 25K on your bathroom, generally the rule of thumb, you've just added 50K to the value of your house. Bathrooms and kitchens, apparently, where you invest in, and you'll get a return. If you're just painting your house or changing the carpets or doing landscaping, generally, this is coming from the real estate agent, generally that's not really adding or guaranteed adding value to your house. But bathrooms and kitchens are generally the place. They call it the heart of the home. So
it's a no-brainer from an investment point of view to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was going to say as well, what do you personally like about doing what you do?
Look, I just love the before and after. So I like working in a small space. I generally, we're done in 3 weeks, right? So I've never been the type of person who likes to be on a job for too long. Like, I like moving around, but like with the bathroom, it's just a wow factor from where we start to where you can get it to. There's endless options. So when we post before and afters, it just looks amazing.
I agree with you. I think it's one of the best things you can see from any renovation is the bathroom, because it's, I've seen some of the photos on the Instagram grid with what you guys do. It's quite amazing to see, and then transformation of something like from the 80s or 90s to what you guys do now.
Yeah.
And I can imagine what the customer's reaction is as well. I was going to say as well, what are some common questions from customers that you get regarding what you do that you could probably maybe answer for us today?
Common questions. Well, obviously, how long will the job take? Because there are people out there that say, there are horror stories out there, right? So, and a lot of people say 5-6 weeks. Generally, we're in and out within 3 weeks because we schedule our work really well. We don't overcommit ourselves, and 3 weeks is plenty of time to be able to start and finish a job. A lot of other issues is when the customer's got only one bathroom in their house, right, and they want to renovate it. So what are they going to do for 2 to 3 weeks? They could either go away, go to Airbnb, but generally what we do now is we work with a few other companies who do portable bathrooms. So I'll arrange that for the client, and it basically gets delivered to site. It's got a shower, vanity, a toilet. It's fully renovated on the inside, hot water. So we set that up. So that's a solution to their problem, really. So that's a common thing that happens, because a lot of the houses we do work in have only got the one bathroom.
Yeah.
Asbestos. A lot of these houses have got asbestos, so that comes up a lot, and how we deal with that. We're lucky enough to work with some of the gym's asbestos removal guys.
Yep.
So we can really kind of make a phone call, and it gets sorted the right way.
Yeah. And I was going to say as well, small bathrooms. A lot of people have small bathrooms now. I know it's dependent on what the customer wants, but how do you sort of advise people like how to maximize space in a small bathroom?
A lot of the times they don't want a bathtub anymore. So what we can do, as long as we got enough room that meets the regulation, we can do a walk-in bathroom, so a stepless walk-in bathroom, which generally opens up the area quite well. That's, floor lighter colors help as well. So white tiles on the wall if it's a smaller bathroom, floor to ceiling, but just keep it to light colors, because the darker it is, it kind of feels like it's starting to cave in on you.
Yep.
So that's my advice. If you do have a smaller space, stick to lighter colors.
And when assessing quotes, like obviously, as you said, it is because it's such a high ticket item. Like it's not the simple, mowing where someone's just going to go up the Jim's mowing guy and just not go shop around. But with you're being shopped around. What are some things that customers should consider when they're comparing quotes?
They should definitely look at the way the quote is presented, the detailed information, how customized is it to their job, and is all the information there for the person. So is their license numbers are there? Do they talk about payment terms? Because obviously we're actually under some pretty strict payment terms in the building industry. So we can only take, like, for example, 5% deposits. You can't take any more than that. So all of the details are there. So the way we structure our quotes, they're about 4 pages long, and every part of the scope is detailed. So there's no surprises really.
Yeah, and I think things like you mentioned, then, like I wouldn't have known, was the amount of deposit you can take and the 5%, and obviously making sure the numbers are all legitimate, and then obviously there's insurances and the benefit for customers with our quote should know is the Gyms Group Unlimited Work Guarantee, which I think is a really good thing for them to know as well.
And I always steer the customers to look at Google reviews as well. And I always say to them, do your homework. Whether you use us or not, I always say this to them, this is a significant investment you're making. You've got to do your homework. So, look at Google reviews. It's okay to ask to see their work. We've got really good relationships with our previous clients, and they always say, Sam, if you want to show anyone, just give me a call. I'm more than happy to bring people through. Yeah, so I always advise people of that, and it just makes them comfortable.
Because as you said, it's a very high ticket item. It's a massive investment, especially when it's people coming in and out of their home for over a couple of week periods. So they've got to really trust the person that they're using. I was going to say as well, has there been some memorable transformations for you, or any customers that stand out to you over your journey?
Before I joined the Gyms Group?
Yeah, but just in general, because
there's been some real good ones. We completed a full renovation, I remember, of a property, not just the bathroom. So we had to take out walls. There was a lot of structural work. But where we started, I think we added, because they ended up selling, and I think they went over by about $500,000.
Wow.
Their reserve was. It was probably the best one I've done to date.
And we attributed that to the work that obviously you did with the renovation.
Yeah, because we spent a lot of time with them and went through different designs, and we really transformed this house from like an old 70s home to just ultra modern, open plan living. We even raised ceiling height. So it was a full construction site. But like I said, they probably went over by about $500,000 on their reserve at auction. So they were very happy.
Hopefully they slung you something nice as a gift or something.
Yeah, no, they're good clients. We've done many jobs for them since. So
that's good. And how do you like being a part of your crew there with I think it's 20 franchisees or something now in the bathrooms, guys? Because before you've been business owner for 15 years doing your own thing, and now you got you.
Look, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool having we got a WhatsApp group.
Yeah,
and every now and then, I actually had a lead come through, and I spoke with the customer, and they were like, "We need it done by this date," and I know I'm booked out, so I can't commit to it. But we had already spoken about the renovate now, pay later options and all that. So I said I'm always transparent with clients. I said, look, I'm currently booked out to this date, but I'll chat to some of the other franchisees and see what we can do. So I went into the WhatsApp group after speaking to Stephen and put it in there, and one of the boys put his hand up. So we're able to get that job arranged for the client. So that's pretty good. And then if somebody needs a trade for certain things, they put it in there. One of the boys ends up responding, call this guy.
Yep.
So it's good to have it. It feels like you got a team behind you now. So
yeah, no, it's a good thing, because as you probably know, it can be pretty isolating, just by yourself and doing your own thing sometimes. But I was going to say, you mentioned the renovate pay later option. Do you want to tell customers about that? What's that one about?
Yeah, so up to $25,000, and you can pay it over 12 months. It's interest free. So yeah, it's definitely a good option if you don't have the cat. Well, if you don't want to, it's the cost of living these days is through the roof. So it's a good option to have, and not many companies can offer that. So
is that how the Gyms Pay plan option is? It all?
Yeah, absolutely.
the customers should know, so Jim's pay plan, is a part of their Jim's group, and they do that for per people. I know Bathrooms uses a lot now. Lawyers division as well. So it's a really good option, as you said, to people.
Yeah. And some people, let's just need 5 or 10 grand. So just to get it across the line, it's a good option to have.
But hey, as you said before, it's going to double, triples, maybe when you sell, it's going to add a little bit extra value on it. So
absolutely.
Absolute no-brainer. Now, Sam, is there anything today I haven't asked you that you probably want to let us know about, or should I ask you something else?
No, I think you've covered it. You've covered a lot. So
I've got a list of questions on me left, and it's been great to talk to the Bathrooms guys, because I think this division, I can see what's going to do so well, because you've got yourself 15-year business owner, so much experience just doing this to make it a little bit easier from a branding perspective, and then from customers. As you would know, like I know myself, trying to get a non-gyms tradie to do the right thing has been sometimes, there's a different standard that I notice between franchisees and being using the non-gyms people. And that's not being, just we're a bit biased, but I think there is a different customer service standard when you get someone like yourself rocking up with the shirt. Is that what you sort of notice generally, or?
Yeah, no, look, definitely. I do find a large majority of the people I visit, that they know the brand. They haven't stumbled across it. So they've made the inquiry intentionally. So, and always ask them, have you used gyms for different things? I try to understand how they got to us. So no, it's good.
And I think as well, just to finish up for people, that the customer service standards as well. Like if something does happen, not only you got yourself, but you've got the franchisor there. And touch wood, it never happens. I don't think I've heard of it in bathrooms, and then Jim themselves gets involved in any complaint and stuff. So it's a good thing for customers to know. Like if they use an independent guy stops answering his phone or something, there's not much you can do. Whereas with gyms, you're always going to have the support, especially in bathrooms and what you're doing. I think it's a really, really big factor for customers to consider when they're looking at multiple quotes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's definitely worth it for customers.
Awesome. No worries. Well, Sam, thank you very much. And if people's looking to get a bathrooms done with any one of our franchisees, call 131-546 or head to the website, Google Gyms Bathrooms and Resurfacing. Check out their work online. They've got a great Instagram and Facebook page where you can see it, plus their website as well. But Sam, thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Thank you for listening to the episode of the Gyms podcast. If you want to learn more about the Gyms Group, head to gyms.net or call us on 131-546 Australia or 0800 454 654 New Zealand. And if you did like the episode as well, please make sure you leave a review or a comment or a thumbs up or a comment on the video as well. We appreciate your support. And until next episode, we hope you have a great week.